Welcome to this installment of Creative Cabin Fever. On today's show, I have Fires. Hi guys, how are we?
Hello, how's it going?
Hello.
So Michael, you're nicely away in the same country as me. Alexi, you were in Hong Kong.
I currently am in Hong Kong. It's deadly. It's really, really good. There's no lockdown. Everything is almost back to normal. And it's great. It's fantastic. I'll be here for another week. And then I have to trek back home and quarantine for 2 weeks and all that stuff. So yeah. I'm also 7 hours ahead of everybody. So it's nighttime here.
It's quite late where you are. That's, yeah. Thank
quite
you so
dark.
much for doing the interview anyway.
Wandering the streets of Hong Kong.
Wandering the streets of Hong Kong like a gremlin.
I love it.
So as you said, there's no... Sorry.
I am in Dublin. So I am on the same time zone as you.
And that's it.
And that's it.
And there's no lockdown where you are, Alexi, so there's no real big changes. But how about for you? Has there been any changes in your life, Michael?
No, not really. I mean, I have been working from home since March 13th. But apart from that, no. I mean, I'm not a particularly outgoing sort of person, so no, it has had basically no impact on me whatsoever. I always got my shopping delivered. I never really went anywhere if I could avoid it. So, no, I'm here. I'm having the time of my life.
You're not great in queues, Michael, if I'm honest.
No, I'm terrible in queues. I hate queues. I hate shops. I hate being around anybody. I buy everything online. Always have. Yeah, no. So it's had very little impact on me, to be honest. I know it has a lot of impact on other people, and other people are really struggling with it. But honestly, I'm absolutely fine here.
Have you guys discovered any creative changes during lockdown, or any maybe self-discoveries, things you hadn't really been able to grow or cultivate in yourselves till you were given a chance?
Oh my God, yeah. This is one. Learning how to do graphic design. There you go, yeah. Normally, normally if I needed something done up for a poster or something, I'd get someone else to do it. But since me and Michael, since all this lockdown stuff, me and Michael have already got all the music done, and we have to do it all the promo stuff and all the artwork stuff kind of done ourselves. I just have to go teach myself and just go and do it, you know. So that's something I've learned through lockdown.
And he's getting good at it. Sure. For me, I mean, not so much. I mean, I haven't changed much or learned much new. I just kind of refocused myself onto things that I was doing before. So, just playing a lot more guitar, trying to just kind of record more things, and just be better at the things that I already do, as opposed to learning anything new. I'm not very good at changing things, so I like to kind of stick in my little routine and just refocus myself on those things as they come up.
And you got to focus right as well, so you can start recording stuff and then send them on to me, which is great.
Yeah, so we've been kind of recording and sending stuff back and forth a little bit. Obviously, Alex being in Hong Kong has been a little bit, disruptive for what we kind of wanted to do. But he'll be back soon, and he'll have 2 weeks of isolation to start working on things again, hopefully.
Let's start cracking through some new material.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's great to hear. Michael, have you found that your playing is a little bit more playful now? Are you enjoying it a little bit more because it's not such a constant struggle to have to get it done, or is it still the same?
I kind of always enjoyed it. I never really kind of considered it to be a struggle. I'm not a very playful person. Alex will tell you that. No, I don't think. I mean, again, I haven't really changed what I was doing. I've just kind of done it more and kind of tried to figure out how to do it better. And because I've always kind of been really tight on time, but now I have so much time to kind of do anything. And I think for the first few weeks, I'd kind of sit around and suddenly it'd be 2:00 in the morning and I've done nothing. So I kind of was like, okay, hold on, I need to figure that part of this out, because, even with work, you go into an office and you come home from an office. Whereas I'd find myself, 12 hours later, I'm still working. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I need to stop doing this. So I've gotten better at that over the last little while. But no, I don't think I've necessarily kind of changed very much. More just kind of refocused myself a little bit, which has been kind of cool.
Brilliant.
Great answer.
And obviously, obviously you've released 2 tunes while in lockdown. They were ready to go, so you went with them. They're kind of a really retro modern twist on music, and it's perfect if you ask me. But how do you feel
Oh,
about the pros and cons of release during lockdown?
there's absolutely no pros at all to releasing music. No, like we at the start of the year, me and Michael had a plan of we'll release some stuff, um, get a band together, start gigging. Then apparently a virus came and ruined it all. So then me and Michael had to quickly just readjust our plans in terms of, oh shit, what are we going to do? So then we decided, look, our EP is basically done, ready to go. Let's put out a few singles. Let's do a lot of online promotion, a lot of PR stuff as well. So that's how we readjusted our plan. And I've completely forgotten the question.
I mean, pros. I mean, I think we kind of thought, and kind of rightly or wrongly, I don't know. We've nothing really to compare it to. That maybe people would have more time to listen. Now I know that, like, you know, certain people do, like I do. I listen to a lot more kind of music than I would have before. But I think for a lot of other people, you know, new music is not really something that they're actively seeking right now. I think people are missing the things that come along with that. So it felt like a pro at the time. And I mean, you know, we did get a really good response to both of the songs that came out, and you know, people did listen and people did really like it, and we've had some really, really nice things said, and you know, people have been really, really, really positive. But obviously, we've no frame of reference. So, I mean, we didn't release a song pre-lockdown that we can compare this to. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with the response that we've gotten. I mean, I think, you know, we're kind of at a point now where we go, okay, you know, we've got this number of people who are kind of listening to us, and we kind of know where we are. How do we kind of bring that on? And it's hard in lockdown. You know, it's hard to reach people. There's so many things. You know, there's so many
Absolutely.
people putting things out. There's so many things going on that are just taking up people's, you know, attention and taking up people's energy.
Absolutely.
That, you know, hi, we've got a song feels really trivial, I think, in some ways compared to some of the other things that are going on. So, yeah, that's kind of the con to me. I think, yeah, is, you know, and it's not even just lockdown. There's so many other things now as well that are just like,
Yeah.
you know, the world is a bit of a mess, to be honest.
There you go. Yeah. Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, but people do need music now more than ever. People
Absolutely.
do need something to look forward to. They need something to inspire them. And by releasing it, yeah, you're taking a risk because the market is flooded. But like, you know, like there's no right time. Like,
No, there
so
never is. And I mean,
Yeah.
like, even the, you know, the people that have listened, and if we've given any kind of little bit of 4-minute release to somebody, that to me is totally worth it.
now I'm obsessed with 2-piece bands. So I always love it when a 2-piece band wants to do an interview with me. What are your perceived pros and cons to being a 2-piece?
The pros is you can always turn the drummer off. The con is we don't have a drummer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of those kind of small bands as well, like where there's, you know, 1-2 people, maybe even 3. Like my favorite band in the world right now is Fever 333, and there's 3 of them, and all that stuff that happens behind them just kind of leaves the focus really on kind of what they're saying and their message. So I'm a big fan of that. But I think for us, I mean, in terms of pros, like, because we haven't done it live yet, I mean, we're not a 2-piece live band. Yes, we've never tried it. Don't know if it would work. It might. We could give it a shot. I mean, like, in terms of, like, Alex and I have known each other for so long that there's no, I mean, we argue constantly everything that's wrong.
Everything.
You know, but we're on a fairly kind of even surface. You know what I mean? Like, I respect him and disagree with him, and he respects me and he disagrees with me. So that's really nice. We don't have there's no other ego in the room apart from ours.
No. But like, me and Michael are also brutally honest to each other as well.
Hugely. We're really good at not letting each other be egotistical. And I don't think we you know, we're not particularly egotistical in general, but if, you know, if we start to get, you know, the other one will knock us down fairly quickly. So that to me is kind of a big pro, is that we don't have anybody else in the room that we have to, you know, concern ourselves with. This is for us, you know, and when we're happy with something, then that is the thing that is done, and there's no kind of other voice that we've had to get used to. So there is a comfort in that. When it comes to live, I don't know how we would do it without a drummer personally, but we also haven't really sat down and kind of considered or thought about how we would do it. So it might work. It could be really cool. I don't know.
But also, it won't be for a long time until live gigs will kind of happen
Yeah.
again. So me and Michael do have a long time to think about it.
Yeah, we did.
So it's fine.
I mean, it's good. I
But
mean,
also-
being the two of us was really nice. You know, I was kind of good. And then we got our friend Donald to play drums on the songs that have come out and a few others that are yet to come. And Donald, he's brilliant. And he kind of came in and he nailed it. But another person that we've known for a long time. So he was again able to go, oh, I think that fill that you've put in there on on Logic is terrible. I'll do this fill instead. And we go, yeah, that is better actually. Thanks.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice.
Yeah, it was really good having done like elevate the songs from like there to there.
Yeah,
It's like his stylistically or his style playing drums is just exactly what we wrote our songs about.
Yeah,
that made no sense.
do the genius.
Yeah, he's really good. He's very good.
Michael, you mentioned Fever 333. Did you see the live stream for Black Lives Matter the other night? Because that just went
Yes.
bam in my head and I wanted to talk about it.
Yes, it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It was amazing. Like, holy shit. Yeah, I watched it here in the dark. It was really like, I almost got like I'm not epileptic or anything, but like the lights were like so powerful. It was just like, what the fuck? But no, it was unbelievable. Like what they're doing right now is crazy. It's so good. From I remember when it was. I remember the first time I ever heard them was I was going to the airport. And I knew Let Live, and I love Let Live. But like I think what Fever were doing is just kind of on a whole other level. I went to London to see them last year in this tiny little venue in Camden, and it's one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. It was amazing. They're so good.
I have no comment on Fever 333. I don't really listen to them yet.
Well, you should.
Sorry.
They're amazing. But yeah, what they do with obviously just the three of them on stage, but like there's so much going on sound wise. I think work amazingly well. And I think if there was more of them, it would just get kind of confused. But they're unbelievable.
So you guys have released 2 singles. I'd like to talk about them and how you feel they've been going so far, which we've already done, but maybe your future projections. I know that obviously you're considering what you're going to do live and you've time to think about that, but is there anything that's already in your mind that you know is definitely the route you're going to go?
We've been talking about it over the last kind of couple of weeks in terms of what we're going to do next. We kind of had some plans to maybe do a video of some description, but obviously that hasn't happened now. So we're kind of trying to figure out how we were going to do that. It still is something we want to do, but we're just not sure exactly how we were going to do it. So at the minute, I think we're not really sure. I mean, the first song came out was kind of like, this is our introduction to the world, and it was kind of seen as a kind of a bridge between what we'd done before with the band we were in kind of a couple of years back. And kind of what we wanted to do now, and then Dream is possibly a little bit closer along the lines of kind of where we are now, kind of mentally and musically. And then we've got 3 or 4 other songs that are pretty much that's pretty much they are absolutely ready to go. We don't know kind of what we're going to bring out next or how we're going to bring it out. But I think a video is certainly something we're interested in.
Absolutely. But there is an EP coming out. There will be an EP coming out by the end of the year.
Absolutely.
Called what's it called? Close Eyes, Deep Breath, Run.
Can't believe you forgot that. You came up with it.
I know I did, yeah.
Yeah. So the EP is ready to go. It's 6 songs, including kind of an intro track. And that we will bring that out before the end of the year. What we do when that comes out, we're not certain. And what we're going to do between now and that coming out, we're also not 100% decided on. So those are conversations that we're kind of continuing to have. And I think once Alex is back in the country, it'll be a little bit easier to, really kind of sit down and plan what we're going to do, because it's been a bit all over the place for the last
Absolutely.
4 or 5
Basically
weeks.
winging it for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. And like, because of the time difference, like, when he's, available, I'm usually working. and then when I'm available, he's probably asleep or in the middle of something.
Yeah.
So it's been really hard to catch each other, and like even conversations we've been having have been kind of really fractured. So it's been a little bit kind of weird over the last little while. But when he gets back into the country, I think we'll be able to really sit down and plan exactly what we want to do.
When I get back into the country, Michael will not be receiving a message at 5 a.m.
That is true. Well, he might. Well, he might. But yeah, no. It's so like stuff like that has been a little bit weird. So we have a couple of ideas of kind of what we want to do, and it's just we need to just kind of make the final decision on what way we want to go. But I think we will definitely get something else out before the end of the summer. We're just not sure what or how it's going to be yet.
Perfect. Now, I always ask this question because I believe it's your gateway drug into the rock and roll industry, but what was the first song you fell in love with?
Michael?
Ooh. So there's kind of two for me. The first one is October Swimmer by JJ72.
Yeah.
And I saw, it's funny because they were on, there was like their famous Late Late Show performance where like they had to turn off the amps and everything because of all the feedback. And I think at the time I just never knew that music could sound like that. So like they were the first like, guitar band. They were loud. It was like really kind of brash, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Where has this been? And it's kind of, because in my house we grew up and we had trad and we had kind of old school folk music and all that stuff was great. Like Simon Garfunkel and Planxty and the Dubliners. That's what was in my house. And then suddenly this like guitar band were on, and I was like, what is going on here? And then the second one I think is Enter Sandman, which is the first guitar solo I ever heard. And again, I was just like, what is going on? What is this sound, and where has it been for the last 12 years of my life? So yeah, they were kind of the two that just kind of really blew my mind. Yeah.
Back to JJ72, you'd probably never thought that he'd be our lecturer in college as well.
Yeah. The less said about my interactions with him as a lecturer, the better, to be honest. I made an idiot of myself so many times. Like just completely starstruck.
For me, the first song I fell in love with was Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. That song probably ruined my life in a really good way. It was a Sunday night. I was listening to the open mic show on FM 104 with Mike Hogan. And I vividly remember lying in bed. It was like 10 o'clock in the evening. And Mike going, oh, this is the new track by My Chemical Romance. Welcome to the Black Parade. Enjoy. And then 5 minutes of just, what the hell? What is this? What? This is amazing.
Yeah.
And ultimately annoyed the shit out of my parents for the next 2 years because I had to learn how to play guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you so much for sharing that with me. So obviously, Alexi, you have a bit of a history with Viking Promotions because you have your own promotion company and you've helped us out in the past, and hopefully that's a connection we can continue. So talk to us about your promotion company.
So I'm the founder of XO Promotions. Yeah, I've been running gigs since September 2014, completely by accident. And now this is one of my jobs. I was in a band called Jet Set Radio, and we were like this electro pop band. And we had to put on a farewell gig because the band decided to, the bass player decided to fuck off to Japan, and the drummer decided to go to Holland for Erasmus. So we decided to put on a farewell show, and Mikel in Fibbers was like, hey, did you get a show booked? No? Well, our venue's free if you want to do it. It'd be a shame if you didn't get it booked. So I went and did it, made our money back, and Mikel was really happy. And was like, hey, do you want to do another show? I was like, yeah, cool. Did that. Really liked it. 3 more shows. Did them. Liked it again. And I've been stuck running gigs since for close to 6 years now. And then Eddie, former boss man of Viking, reached out to me. I can't remember when. At some stage, I was like, "Hey, I'm from Waterford. wanted to do bands because I was starting to open up my gigs from just Dublin-based bands to all over the country, and he was sending me bands, and I took him on, and then me and Eddie formed a fabulous friendship. I miss him. That's pretty much it. So just EXO runs gigs, and now we're moving online, like everyone else, doing online vlogs, and the playlisting and stuff like that. So.
You know, it's a tough turnaround. Like, it is a tough turnaround, figuring out your relevance in it, and it's definitely the type of situation you fall into. Like, I don't think anyone or very few people choose music promotion. Like, I think it chooses you.
No, you'd have to be a pretty crazy person to run gigs, if I'm honest. Yeah, I love it. No, just don't get me wrong. I really, really love it. But like, my God, it's some job, you know.
So, last question, because I'm interested to hear what you're listening to while you're in lockdown. What are your lockdown jams at the moment? And my pen's run out of ink, so I'm not even going to write it down.
Oh, no. Go on, Mike.
No, you go first. You go first this time.
Me. I'm listening to a lot of H, the rapper, the grime rapper. I think he's from Manchester. He's really, really good. I'm listening to a lot of Dig Dat, who's another grime rapper. A lot of grime for some strange reason. And Ariana Grande, of course.
Of course.
Her new track with Lady Gaga is amazing. Yeah, and there's a lot of pop music. A lot of grime. That's kind of what's keeping me through lockdown. Gets me riled up.
Yeah, no, for me it's been a lot of Fever 333 has been constantly playing for me for the last couple of weeks anyway. Apart from that, kind of I've been with my old classics like Rise Against. God, what else have I been listening to? I remember. I mean, some of our friends have brought out some really cool stuff recently. So like the Clarity, the bass player from Jet Set Radio Dogs, mentioned he moved to Japan. He started a band in Japan called Clarity. They brought out an EP that is unbelievably amazing. Our friend Vernon Jane brought out an album which is just absolutely mind-blowingly good. I don't know if you've listened to that, but you should. It's crazy good.
The last gig I was at before lockdown was the launch of that, and tomorrow's interview is actually Vernon Jane, so that worked nicely.
No.
They're so cool. Emily's actually my neighbor. I can see. I think I can see her balcony from my balcony. So that album is so good. It's like unbelievably, ridiculously good, and they're such wonderful, lovely people. That
so talented.
But it's crazy good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of it for me, really. I mean, and then the kind of my old classics that I always listen to, like some Metallica, My Chemical Romance, Blink, all of those things that I listen to constantly. Andy Black, that one Andy Black song that we both like. Yeah, and that's kind of it, really. I mean, I think, like I said, like I've been really bad at kind of finding new music in the last little while, but the things that stuck with me have kind of stuck with me. So, but yeah, everybody should listen to Fever 333. It's just the perfect commentary for what's going on in the world right now. So good.
Guys, that was perfect. Is there anything you'd like to add to the interview before I stop recording?
Listen to our single Dream. That would be great.
If you play drums, bass, or guitar, hit us up, please. Especially drums.
Most definitely drums. Yeah, no, like if there's any drummers watching this and want to be in a band in the future, yeah, if you're a good drummer, if you're not a dickhead, because that's pretty important. And if you know your way around electronic stuff, that'd be really, really good as well. Because a lot of our songs that we'll be playing will have backing tracks and we'll have like tracks and stuff like that, because there's a lot of synths that unfortunately I don't have enough arms to play everything. So Mr. Laptop will do a lot of it.
Yes.
What else with the band? Follow us on all our socials. Instagram and Facebook is where we're most active. It is We Are Fires Music. Stream our two singles, Forgotten Son and Dream, on Spotify. Add them to your playlists. Show them to your mates. Show them to your mom. your cousin, your dog.
And we will have
Anyone who
something new
listens.
as soon as we can. So keep your eyes out. We don't know what it's going to be. Could be anything. Could be a new single. Could be a video. Could be a cover. No idea. Haven't decided. But something will be coming out before the end of the summer. So keep your eyes out.
I concur. Absolutely. And yeah, there you go. I am smiling underneath this mask. It's like,
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around the mask thing. Like, it's yeah.
it's fantastic. You know, actually, hold on. I'll give you a little sneak peek. Right? This is what Irish people should have been doing from the start instead of complaining. Everybody.
Are you in an airport?
I'm in a subway station,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
but everybody is wearing a mask.
Yeah, I mean, look, I see a lot of more masks around here now, which is kind of cool. I think people are kind of realizing what they do.
But it works.
Yeah, and it's what they do. It's like and I think that was kind of some of the things people were really, some people that I know as well were really kind of against the idea of masks because they thought that that won't protect me, but you know, it's not to protect you, it's to protect other people. And if everybody wears
You
one,
are protecting
everybody protects everybody, and it just makes a lot of sense. I hate wearing them as well. I really do. I wear one every time I go out. I hate it. I hate how it feels around my face. But I think, look, anything that we can do to protect each other has to be worth doing. And yeah, and I mean, I think that's it. Like, I've kind of been on board with pretty much every lockdown thing that we've done because I know a lot of people who are not well and, you know, could be at serious risk. So kind of anything that we could do to make it, I think, is worth doing. And I think, you know, it's something that we're getting better at. I think, you know, we just need to kind of realize that people need our help, and that happened with lockdown. It's happening right now with Black Lives Matter, where, like, you know, there are people out there who we have the ability to stand up for, and we need to do that wherever we can. And I'm a firm believer in that. I always have been. So yeah, wear a face mask. Black Lives Matter.
Absolutely. And Michael, want to hear something that you'll find definitely interesting?
Yes.
I was chatting with Heather from Making It in Music podcast. Heather Laurie, yeah. She's deadly. Heather Laurie's really, really cool. Yeah. Great vocalist. We were chatting about like the whole face mask thing, because she was like, "Oh, how's Hong Kong?" And I was like, "It's actually fine. It's actually grand here. Everyone's wearing a mask. There's fuck all cases here in Hong Kong." And she was like, "Yeah, I have this theory. It's all down to the food we eat." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, Asian people eat rice. It's deadly. Rice is great, but it takes a lot of effort to get that rice to your bowl. Mm-hmm. Whereas bread, the main carb of Western people, it takes one or two people to make, and it's fine." So then we're always taught in Asian culture that rice, you don't waste it. You don't waste it because lots of people put so much effort to get that to your table. Whereas Western people, if you're full, you just chuck the food out, you know? And that attitude reflects on what we think as a society for each other. Is like that Asian people really care for each other. And then, like, Michael, you'd know, in my family, there's like a hierarchy, you know, it goes dad, mom, me, then the dogs, and the cats. And there will always be a hierarchy within Asian culture that we respect. And then when we go out for dim sum, which is like, it's literally like drinking tea and having like there's my dad. It's like having, it's like having tapas. Yeah. It's like small little plates of dishes, of side dishes. The younger people will always pick food for the older people. Then the parents, so the eldest, then, like, you know, it goes down in the hierarchy, and that's how we care for people. And that's, I think, one reason why Hong Kong has done so well in this pandemic. Whereas in Western culture, this is my plate and you're not touching anything. You're not getting what I'm having. You know, so it's a lot of mentality needs to be switched for our
That is interesting, and I mean, I think we are doing a better job of that. I mean, I think like
we are doing a better job.
you know, here in Ireland, I think you see a lot more people wearing face masks. You know, I live just beside a park, and you know, it's kind of starting to relax a little bit now. But there was a long time there where people were kind of, kind of making sure to kind of take care of each other and take distances. My apartment block, there's a thing up in the lift that says if you are sick or unwell or at risk, call me. You know, we put a bunch of our numbers on it. You know, we will get stuff for you if you need us. We'll drop it to your door, whatever you need. You need your dog walked, whatever you want, and like all of that stuff was before. I mean, I've lived here for 2 years, and until this started, I knew none of my neighbors, not one. And that's on me. I mean, I'm antisocial as all hell, but like kind of because of this, you know, we've kind of, you know, you see somebody go, oh, everything okay? Do you need anything? Can I get you anything? You know, we know where the elderly people live. We know where the at-risk people live, and we've kind of taken care of it. And, you know, we've kind of moved a little bit more towards that. And I think that it's kind of really cool. And I see a lot of people in face masks. And again, it's really nice. Let's just protect each other. Let's, you know, do what we can for each other. And hopefully we can get through this absolute shit show of a year.
Such shit show.
It's so bad. What the fuck?
And I still managed to get halfway across the world. How? Anyway.
Yeah, that was a really interesting conversation. Thank you so much for your time. I will stop recording now and let you get back to your lives. Say goodbye.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
We are Fires Music.
They are Fires Music.
We are Fires.